Hello YouTube! Welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program, and let's just continue where we left off. So we are now ready to start building what's going to be our research factory for science. I guess actually in this case we are going to be building these electromagnetic matrices. And the first thing we're going to need to do is to actually build matrices. So we've got 20 of them here. It's going to be way more than we need for now. We'll just go ahead and take all of them for now. I don't want the extra ones, so I'll just put that back in the box. But what we're going to need to do is build some of these, and yeah, we're going to be making them do this kind of research. So to build these matrix cubes, we're going to need to supply it with these chips and magnetic rings. So what are they called? Magnetic coil and circuit boards, right? Yep, circuit board. So we need to build these two things, and this is going to take, again, just straight iron ore to make the magnetic stuff, and then we're going to need the iron plate here. So we're going to need iron, and then we're going to need copper for both of these. So we need copper for here and copper for here. So we're going to need about twice as much when it comes to the copper. Probably looks like 2 of those, but that's 1-to-1. So yeah, we're going to need about 3 times as much iron as we do need copper. So in any case, yeah, let's find where we're going to do this. So again, we got some iron right here. We got some iron over there if we want to take that too. But the copper is what we're kind of in a little bit of short supply on. We're not really using a lot through this part though, so probably what I'm going to do is go ahead and set up in this general area. And I think I've got enough wood that I'm not going to concern myself with cutting down any of these trees. I'm just going to drop this stuff down. If I lose resources, I lose resources at this point. Again, I know there is something, I want to say it's one of these types of things. Was it down? Yeah, right here. So I'm going to need at least some for this. But we can't build any of that stuff yet because we're going to need research first to unlock prerequisites. So do I have miners still? I do. So let's come over here. And we're just going to drop down another miner on this side. Now, one of the things that's pretty cool about this is you can actually overlap which nodes you're doing. So this one is still covering 7 veins, even though several of them are being covered by this machine as well. So it really doesn't matter that that's happening. So I do want to cut these just to make it visible. So I don't really care about the wood in this case, but I got to clear up my screen. So what I'm going to do is run a line out from here. Now this is going to be producing probably 200 some. This was doing 200 some. Yeah, so this is with 7, it's doing 210. So this probably is going to be doing the same thing because it's got 7. But the belt here, when we look over this, it transports 6 per second. So 6 per second would be 6 times 60 is 360. So yeah, the belts will pull all of this. So then we start looking at the smelting capacity, and we'll have to do some math on there. Actually, I'll show you how you can do it without even bothering with math, because you can get away with just building stuff and then seeing what it does. So let's pull this out, and we'll take it down this way, and we're going to be dropping down some smelters. So let me just grab these. We're going to want one there, and I'm going to start with just 3 smelters for now. And of course we're going to need some power in here, so this should get all of it. I don't think that will. Can I get it? Can't really get that in between. Yeah, I don't know that will actually reach over there. It looks like it might, but I think Okay, I'm going to build the infrastructure that I need first, and then we'll go from there. So this is just going to be smelting these, and it doesn't tell me how many per minute it does, but I just realized I can actually go over here. If these are in production, this one was in production, so it does 60 per minute, so 120 and 180. So this would be about half a line on there. So we can actually add in another 3 smelters, I guess, if we wanted to. Again, we're going to be limited by our iron, so that's not a big deal. Let's just go ahead and output this, and we'll have it come this way for now. Feeding into this, we'll have room to grow. Okay, so really that's all I need from the copper side. Okay, that makes it easy enough. Let's just put this about here then. Now we'll use this over here, I think, and what we'll do is we'll bring this down, we'll bring the copper over. So, this is kind of an interesting thing too. You can see these heavier grid marks. So this is actually the equator, and then the globes are also split up into 4 zones. So you have like the east and west, and then that crosses. Anyway, this equator is right here. So that's kind of cool. If I want to later come in and put in the equator belt for solar that I've seen some people do, it would come through right here. So in the future we might need to revamp some of this if I choose to do that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, and if I do, I don't really need it to go around the entire Earth. I just need portions of it that are always in the sun. So we'll see. I've got plenty of wind going at the moment, but that will change once we start producing some of this science. So let's go ahead. I'm pretty sure that covering it from this angle is going to get me the best coverage. And, ooh, there we go. Look at that. I didn't even count how many that was. That's 10. So this is going to give us a lot of ore. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be sufficient to get full belt. Like, it's going to saturate this whole. Yeah, it's got to be more than that. So if it gives us 60, how many was it? 7 was 210, so that's about 30 per. So this will be about 300, give or take. So probably that's just a rough estimate on there. I did not. Don't hold me to it. We'll find out in the future here. Again, the math actually doesn't really matter that much. I just want to get some stuff going here. So we'll get this. We are going to need to extend the power grid over. And that reaches pretty far. Actually, because of how far that reaches, I'm going to move this a little bit further, because we don't need 100% coverage yet. And I can move stuff around when we do need that. We're going to be moving this direction, so this is where I do want more universal coverage down here. So that's going to be roughly down in this area. But because I know that those miners are close to the equator, I know that we're heading down towards this general area. So let's go ahead and get some ore out and bring it down this way. And I'm going to need some more belts. So let's, while it's doing its thing, I probably shouldn't be running away while it's building stuff, to be honest, but I'm just going to do this quick supply run. Let's see, do I have enough inserters? I got 36. I'll just make sure I have a stack of them. And I'm going to need smelters. I got enough smelters. I think I got everything else that I need for this. If not, it's a short trip back over here. Alright, so as this is going through, we're going to need to build 2 to 1 on this, 2 to 1 on this. So we're going to need 1 of each. So basically we're going to need equal number for plates as we do for these little donuts. I'll just call them donuts, the magnetic things. So I'm thinking we can start off with 2 of each. And we'll just do that on either side then. And that's going to need power down here, so we can probably... trying to figure out where best to put that. I'm going to actually bump it away from it a little bit. That'll still cover. And then we're going to have this basically export out this way. And you can see, have to move that stuff out of the way a little bit too. But we're going to export that down there. So we'll use this side for these magnetic rings. This side for the plates. Actually, you go from there to there. Alright, so we have those, and we got assemblers down here. So, let's see, over here. I guess we're going to move these over that direction. And this is just going to be a pretty long conveyor belt for this stage of the game. Eventually I'll get to get the interplanetary logistics, and then won't have to worry about any of these belts anymore because we can fix it. But for now, this is what we get to deal with. I want enough room in here if I want to expand to add in at least, probably, let's do all the way down to here. Actually, we'll give ourselves plenty of squares, so we'll go all the way to there, with this being possible to add in more of these smelters if I need to. And it does go a little bit faster if you stand next to where you want the drones to be at. So from here, let's run the assemblers in this kind of direction. Actually, I want one on either side so that this can be on one side and that can be on the other side. So if we start doing assemblers over here, one on each side. I'm gonna need, oh, I will need more space than that actually as I'm thinking about it. Because if this is coming in at this angle, actually I do have an idea for that, because I can use 2 of these. That actually will work. Okay, I'll explain as I do it, but until we can upgrade our that looks like it's gonna be off a little bit. Nope, it's not. It's just the angle. Okay. Anyway, until we can upgrade our inserters, I guess, what do they call them here? Sorters. until we can upgrade those, then we're going to have to use 2 of them on the export and run the export outside. So I'll show you here in a second. So this will come up here and come across to here. Actually, we don't need to go all the way down. Just need to go to there. And this comes to here. Let me make sure I can't see where it's at. Okay. I think that's right. And then while we're waiting for this, let's go ahead and bring some power over here. Put that right in the middle. Alright, so this... Okay, so every one of these is going to be pulling from here. And then this side has the plates. And so the plates are this one. And then I believe we copy with that. Paste that. And this one is going to be this. Paste that in. And now include, I'm going to get rid of this tree. Make it a little easier to walk by here. Now we include these. And actually I do want to zoom in because I want to make sure I'm in the right spot. Let's put them on that side, because that's where I put that. Alright, now what we're going to do is put on just one over. Actually, we can start that here. Come up to there. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to put 2 of these, because it has to go twice the distance. Come over here and repeat that process. Get rid of this tree. Let's put it there for now. Okay, and then I think I saw that this was missing some electricity down here. It is, so we will put that there for now. We might have to move that in the future if we go more that way. Probably if I'm expanding it, I'm going to go this way though. So now that we've got these 2 lines, then the question is, where do we want to build our matrix factory? Do I want to go up or down? I think I'll probably want to go up, because might as well try and fill up some of this area here next. So this spot, I don't need to save any of this. So we put that there.
Matrix Lab. You can use it to make super matrices. or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the home world. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefited to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the home world simultaneously.
Alright, and I'm going to need some more plates. Let's grab 2 stacks of those. Alright, so this is going to make that. And I should have a storage container too. I'll go grab a storage container. Grab all those. And actually, since I know these can stack, let's see how high can I go. I think this is the highest I can go right now. Yep. When I research more, I'll be able to go higher, but this will be our start. And as you can see, it wants these 2 items for here. So we will first connect, actually, that one here. I think that. Let me make sure that this isn't one of the wonky connections. I think that works. Okay. And then we want this one. Right to here. Is that the right? I think that's the right one. Up. I think that this is going to be too close if I tried to drop it down. I'm just thinking if I want to expand this in the future. Not a problem. I can make it go over it from here instead. Goes into there, then I'm going to want, let's put about here, because if I expand this, I want to make sure I have plenty of room to do so. Put it about right, see right there. Center that up. And boom! We've got science coming through. Now, of course, the question is, what do you do with science? And this is just going to be a storage buffer on here, in case you're wondering. What we're going to do with science, let's go. For now, we'll just plop it about here. We'll do all of those. And this, we don't have to worry about anything exiting. So we come in here and we hit research instead. So it's going to take in any of our sciences. And when we upgrade everything, it'll take more science too. So from here, we'll just take the blue science over to here and then up. And that needs power down here too. So we'll put that here. So we don't have to worry about storage from anything that comes into here. So now what we do is we just need to pick what we're going to upgrade next. And probably actually the first thing I want to upgrade is this. And we want to say do not use inventory items. You can see it comes through here. We have 180 hash per second.
You have unlocked the universe exploration. Now you can click the details display button in the lower right corner of the screen to open real-time distribution details of the ore veins.
Yes, what he's at. So we'll come down here, we'll hit this, get rid of these windows, and now when we hit our map button, you can see where everything is. So now we can look down here and go, ah, here's some copper there. So we can also see what have we used. And so coming in here, you can see we started with 17 billion. And so we have tons of stuff still remaining over here. This one, we actually have 23 billion. So yeah, there's, I'm not sure how much it multiplied everything by, but it's not technically infinite. But I seriously doubt that anybody in their lifetime is going to be going through this much stuff. We'll have to see what it ends up doing. But with this now in place, and you can see if we're not researching anything, this will back up, and that's why the storage is here. In fact, just because we want to make sure that we do have enough, I'll do that. So it'll store in both of those. But what we really need to do is start looking at what science is available. So we want to see the whole planetary system, so we'll do this next. And then while that's loading, that's going to need red. Can't build that yet. Can't build that yet because we need that. We can build that one. We can build that one. And I'm starting with upgrades first on purpose because I want to make sure that we upgrade our mech on there. Can't do the vertical construction yet, and then this one needs red science as well. So let's go back over to technologies, and then let's see our improved logistics. So when we do this one, this will give us our splitter, and then we'll get a faster sorter through here. So we want that one. We definitely want to start making steel as soon as we can, so we'll take that one as well. Smelting purification, we'll want to be able to build this stuff, so we will take this. Thermal power is good. We will take that one as well. And I think we can go up to 7 total. So from here, fluid storage, we'll take this. Now, this is going to give us all new stuff that we have to start building and get our machines ready for it. As you can see, I can't take any more. So this is going to satisfy for now. And of course, this is, at this point, just a waiting game. So we come into here. That's this one up here, and we can see how much time we have. As far as I know, this is the only place where that time displays. Now, what we can do is we can add more of our research matrices here to burn through more of this. So basically what we can do is we can check and see that this is full, and in fact it's got enough that it's definitely keeping, get the bottom one, it's definitely keeping everything basically at a steady flow. So we have 3 here, and it's producing enough to keep all of these roughly equivalent. So what we can do is we can create more of these, because as you can see, this is backed up, so we're not churning through all that we could get from here. So if we want to add on some more, and I don't see why we wouldn't want to add on some more, then we need to start expanding. So let's go ahead and this, just build 3 more here, and if we're building 3 more of these, we're going to need 3 more over here as well to consume it. I'll give a little bit of space here. There we go. And this says we need another tower, so we'll put the tower right up there. That should work. And of course, we need to get the stuff over to here. And you can see that because this is full, up here we know it's producing more then can be burned in all of these. It might not be enough for this. We might end up where the top one's never used or something like that. And then that's when we'll know that we've reached our capacity. So what I want to do is figure out how to route this stuff over. And this is where I could definitely make a lot of spaghetti. And of course that pops up here. So now we can see the vein reserves in the whole planetary system. No big deal. Let's go ahead and move this to here and then up over like that. I do have a reason for my madness. Go down like that. Part of this is we might need to add more than one of these on here. I'm going to start with one, but we'll see if this is going to be enough throughput. So for that same reason, I'm going to start here, roughly. Yeah, it's a little farther than it needs to be, but we'll just go over to here and basically rebuild this bridge. Okay, so now we got better construction drones. One, and we'll see if we'll need to add more later. Actually, I don't want to do too many right now. Dump those into there. Now this can actually probably, because of the spacing on here, I can just add this over to that belt. So what I'll do is just run it in like that. I believe this T-junction should make it merge, and it looks like it will. So let's go ahead and move that over. And of course we have to tell it to do science. We need power down here for this. So throw that right about right there. See how far up this goes. So it takes some time to fill. That's filling the second one. Okay, well that's doing that. Now this is going to start just filling up over here, and of course we need to bring some of it over. So again, I'm going to do the same kind of trick where if I need to add more, I will. But we'll see first of all if one of these can keep up with the demand. And then we tell this to do research. So now as this comes in, then we can see that we're getting more hashes. It's slowly increasing there. And when we get more hashes, it decreases the amount of time that's going to take. So we should have enough in here to fill all three of these. You look over there, we got all of those running. And all of those are running. So now we just need to see if this is sufficient. And if we're running out of materials here and we have plenty here, we just add another one of these feeders on to this. And probably we are going to be able to build another tower. But I'm going to wait and see what happens first. It looks like this is starting to build up. And that hasn't faded away. So I think this one is sufficient to pull it through fast enough. But now I'm noticing that there is an issue up here. This Well, we just got this, so that actually is a good thing, because this is stealing it all over to there, and it waits for this to fill up before that any of these can sneak through. So we're not actually getting our full amount here, and that's because it's stealing all of it for that. Sure. There's a couple of ways that we could address this. One is we could actually just pull out another line from here. The other one is that now that we've got more buildings that we can make, we can start creating automations for these kind of things that we need. So we don't yet have the ability to make this engine, I don't believe, on there, because it's not showing in here. So we can't actually make that. Does that mean... Nope, we can make these because we have all of the items necessary for the splitter. So we can go over to where we've kind of put our mall in place right now, and we can make the splitter over there and put it in. I'm going to work more on that kind of stuff later. So what I'm actually going to do is, for now, I'm going to use this hack. Let's go like this. And now this will still go through, but this makes sure that we get enough coming into here. Actually, as you can look, this one's not. Give me the middle one. It's not actually getting enough. So let's see, we got steel now. Why was that not? See, that's full. Oh, you know what it probably is the power at this point, is we don't have enough power supply. So we want to top off power. That's the other thing. All of these buildings are going to take more power. So the power poles are over here. So we'll add another 20 wind turbines. Let's see, we can start putting these over in here, I think. This foundation support. And again, I'll work more on making this look good later. Right now, it's not about looking good, it's only about getting functionality going. Because all of this stuff that I'm working on is temporary. So that's all underwater, so that's not ever going to export here. Things. Okay, so now we've got another 20 wind turbines. And we're actually done with the stuff that I'd already queued up for science, and that means that this is going to start stacking here. So let's see, we can probably get that. And yeah, that's just going to be 3 minutes there. That's not possible yet. That is as well. That is. And let's see, we're gonna need this one too. That's not yet ready to go. Probably because I'm gonna need this one first. Would be my guess. Yes, and then that's ready. So we can unlock the red science. We can unlock the ability to create that. And we're going to need that too. But it's going to take time, once that's all done, to build these other machines and things that we've just got. So again, we can't get any of this stuff yet. But having these two towers, let me just tell you, when and I was doing my initial playthrough, just learning how to play the game, and was playing as a regular game. I took forever to get this. See, I'm only 4 hours in right now. You see down on the timer. I'm flying through this because we're getting 360 hash. I only had 60 hash. Actually, for the longest time, I was doing it all within the manual research because I didn't realize that you could switch these over to actually do the research for you. Even though there were some tooltips and stuff that told me that, I just didn't realize what it was saying. So I lost out on a lot of time for that one. This time now, it took a while to set up, like I said, but now I'm flying through the research. And that's the benefit to this. So what I'm going to do right now is probably, since it's almost 9 p.m., I haven't eaten my dinner yet. So I'm going to go ahead and have my dinner while this runs, and I'll just fast forward it. And we'll churn through some research. I'll be keeping an eye on this because we might not have enough. In fact, before I go, I'm thinking that that's actually going to be what I want to do is come back up to here, move this over, and insert it this way instead. So now, yeah, we're at a point where it's actually burning through this faster than we're creating it down here, it looks like. So I'll have to keep an eye on this, make sure everything stays balanced. But for now, if everything was working as intended, it should be roughly equal. So it doesn't surprise me that these should go through. I've got the same amount of inputs now with this as I have the exports, and this is filled up, but it shouldn't matter. So anyway, yep. So anyway, I'm gonna start fast forwarding, and we can watch this kind of fly through the technology tree in fast motion. Alright, so that's all of the research now. And one of the things that we can tell is that this is where our bottleneck is. If you look down there, these top two are not running. So far we've got enough of a backlog, it doesn't affect our research. But it's because we're not getting a full line here while we do have a full line there. Probably because it takes, I believe it takes 2 to make 1. Is that what it is? I think it's actually 1 to 1 still, but regardless, clearly we're not getting as many of these through as we're getting the plates through. So what I can do really quick here, just for the future, it's probably not even needed, but I'm going to do it anyway because why not? Is we'll just throw on 2 more of these. We have the capacity for it to do that. Throw that there. Out. There. So we'll just increase the number of these magnets, and then that should increase the number down here of these magnetic things going through, because we've got plenty of these. As you can see, this is not backing up at all. It's got both of these. Sorry, this is backing up. This is not causing any shortage. But as you can look right now, these two are not running. So with all this extra stuff in here, hopefully that means that this will start picking up speed, and now we have the top two labs kicking on. Again, it's not going to matter because it's going to be a while before I can build up the rest, and these are going to be full storage containers by that point. And so when we're ready to do our next set of research, which will include the red with the blue, then the blue is going to be fine. It's going to be the red that we'll need to figure out how to keep bottlenecks from happening on. In any case, that's what I wanted to do for this episode. So we've accomplished this aim, and just kind of look at how much stuff we've done on this little planet here. Alrighty, we've got every type of machine that we could possibly need. It's all full right now and hardly running. We've got this research done. There's nothing left that's just blue, so we have other things that have blue and red, so we're going to need to build everything that's on here now, all the new stuff. So we'll need thermal power. I'm probably not going to use that because I'm going to be continuing to use the wind turbine. I will probably make some of these though, these solar panels. And that reminds me, we've got this that we now need to make, and as you can see, that comes from this. This we can't make in a replicator either. This we have to use smelting facility. So there's another thing we need to use smelters for. We can grab a whole bunch of stone, turn it into this glass. This glass then gets smelted again into these high purity silicon. We can now make energetic graphite here from coal. So we can use the coal that we got lying around. Energetic graphite will be a better fuel supply. Right now I'm using some coal in here. Energetic graphite will be better for that, but it's also going to be used in a lot of upcoming stuff. What we're going to need to build is red science using, well, call it red science because of Factorio. These energy matrix we're going to need, and that will require some of these. It will also require, as you can see, some of the hydrogen, and that is going to come through oil right here. So we're going to need to make oil, refine it over, and then we're going to get the oil product and hydrogen. The hydrogen can go into here, but we are going to have to figure out what to do with the oil product. Now we do have some buildings here. We're going to be able to store it for a while. This is where we'll do the oil extractor and the oil refinery, so we'll build machines for that. We've also got water pumps. So we do have the ability, I believe, to make landfill. Yep, that's down here. So that will require steel. Steel is fairly straightforward to make. Do I have that recipe unlocked though? Yeah, there it is. It's one of these that you can't make in the replicator. So again, it's just going to be a smelter. So the fact that we've made a bunch of smelters is a good thing because we're going to be using a bunch of smelters. This is more iron that we convert into steel, and then we can add it with stone and then make these foundations, which will help us level, and we can get rid of water if we want to do that. If we do end up building a belt around the equator for our solar panels, I'm kind of torn on whether I want to do that or not because, again, I think I'll have enough from the wind power. But, you know, it also doesn't hurt to do it. It's a decent project. It'll keep us going. In fact, here's one of the solar panels right here that we've got. We got that one for free. Anyway, if I do that, then I will need to make a bunch of these foundations in order to circle the globe because there's going to be a lot of water that we'll have to get rid of. And that will give us energy because the way that this works is just like on Earth, there's always one side of the planet that is facing the sun. So half of it will work and half of it won't because half of it will be in shadow for our solar panels. But the other half that will be in it will give us a constant supply of energy. So that's kind of some of the things that we can look forward to in the upcoming episodes. Basically, I do want to get some of all of this stuff that we just got on other things similar to this. I probably will end up making a different place where I'll gather those other resources rather than try to pipe them into here, because again, I kind of tried to avoid spaghetti, and you can see how well that worked. Now the good news is once we unlock, we'll need that, and then this. Then with this unlocked, we can start building these. Now the only problem is, in order to build these, we'll also have to go off planet, because we're going to need titanium. We'll have a little bit of titanium from harvesting rocks, but not anywhere near enough. So we'll also need to get a lot of the stuff that's in here, especially, I believe it was drive engines here. So this will let us fly. We can actually build this one now. We have the means of doing that. And then we need to do this to be able to fly in space. So actually, because we can do this one, let me go ahead and do that. And unfortunately, I will need to use my inventory for that. I can't dump it in here. As far as I know, this only gives us the matrix. So, yep. So this one's going to go through at 60 hashes. I don't know how long that will take, but I'll grab a stack of these. And we'll grab a pile of coal. We actually need another pile of coal. There we go. And I will dump the rest of that coal into here. Head back down to my beautiful factory here. And actually, we don't need to waste time on this, so I'll fast forward, and when this is completed, then I'll go ahead and sign off for this episode. So I hope you guys do have a wonderful day, and peace out.
You have received the ability to fly. Double-click the space key to lift off, and then use the arrow keys to control mecha movement. The moving speed will increase by 150%, with more energy consumed under flight mode. Pressing the Alt key can return the mecha to the ground during the flight.